So, ladies and gentlemen, it could just now be a very, very significant poll promise that the BJP has delivered. The CAA. You've seen and heard a lot of chatter, a lot of conversation on this. The Modi government has delivered on that promise. The Home Ministry earlier has notified rules of the Citizenship Amendment Act. The declaration of intent was first made by the Home Minister, who was speaking at the Times Now during the ET Now Global Business Summit. And he also spoke to our group editor-in-chief, Navika Kumar, and said that the CAA rules would be notified before 2024. And that has happened. The Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019 does what? It grants citizenship to persecuted minorities from 3 neighboring countries. Now, which are these countries? That is Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Now, all these minorities we are talking about are from 6 communities. All this, remember, is important for you to understand and also to declutter a lot of canards that are being spread by a lot of people. Now, these communities are Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Christians, Jains, and Parsis. Before we get you more details, this is exactly what the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said while he was speaking to Navika Kumar.
CAA notification.
सीए देश का कानून है, इसका नोटिफिकेशन निश्चित रूप से हो जाएगा और
चुनाव से पहले के बाद
पहले ही होगा। चुनाव के पहले ही सीए को अमल में आना है, इसमें किसी को कंफ्यूजन रखना नहीं है। ये भी कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेताओं का वादा है। जब देश का विभाजन किया और वहां पर ढेर सारे वहां की देश में अल्पसंख्यक जो थे, हिंदू, बौद्ध, जैन, क्रिश्चियन थे, उन पर प्रताड़ना होती थी, सारे लोग यहां भाग कर आना चाहते थे। उस वक्त कांग्रेस पार्टी का वादा था कि आप धीरे धीरे आइए, आप जब भी आओगे भारत में आपका स्वागत है, आपको नागरिकता दी जाएगी। फिर मुकर गए। और मैं आज स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं, सीए किसी की भी नागरिकता लेने का कानून नहीं है, छीनने का कानून नहीं है। इस देश की माइनॉरिटी को और विशेषकर मुस्लिम भाइयों को भड़काया जा रहा है। देश में किसी की भी नागरिकता सीए छीन ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि कानून में प्रोविजन ही नहीं है। सीए जो शरणार्थी आए हैं पाकिस्तान और बांग्लादेश से धार्मिक प्रताड़ना के कारण, उनको नागरिकता देने का कानून है और मैं मानता हूं इसमें किसी का विरोध नहीं होना चाहिए।
So that is exactly what you heard from the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. And look at these images also on your screens. The Matua community in Bengal has erupted in huge celebrations. This as the Modi government gets set to deliver on the CAA promise. But do not forget that there has been a good amount of opposition that has continued to play politics on this. Also on your screens are images that are coming in from Thakur Nagar in West Bengal. And like I said, the national capital also has seen a heightened security there that has been beefed up ahead of that notification of CAA rules that has happened. But also listen in to what you've heard from Mamata Banerjee and also a reaction that has come in from the Union Minister Nishit Pramanik. Now, Mamata Banerjee has vociferously for the longest time opposed CAA. She said and she dared the government to implement the CAA, and today this is what she says.
এটা আমরা করতে দেব, এটা বাংলার সংস্কৃতি সবার জন্য।
দেখুন, আমরা বারংবার বলেছি যে সিটিজেনশিপ অ্যামেন্ডমেন্ট অ্যাক্ট অর্থাৎ সিএএ এটা তৈরি হয়েছে প্র্যাকটিক্যাল গ্রাউন্ড লেভেলে ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন হওয়ার জন্য, এবং অসংখ্য মানুষ যারা রয়েছে ধর্মীয়ভাবে প্রতারিত হয়ে যারা ভারতবর্ষে এসে আশ্রয় নিয়েছে, তাদের প্রত্যেকের জন্য এই আইন অত্যন্ত ফলপ্রসূ হবে। এবং এই আইন নাগরিকত্ব দেওয়ার আইন, একটা লোকেরও নাগরিকত্ব এই আইনের মাধ্যমে যাবে না, এটা আপনার অন ক্যামেরা আমি নিশ্চিত করে বলে দিচ্ছি।
বলছিলাম আপনার বিরুদ্ধে জগদীশ বসু নিয়ে প্রার্থী, কি বলবেন?
So how important, ladies and gentlemen, is what has happened now? And is there any merit to all the canards that the opposition for the longest time has been wanting to sell? Because this is a very, very critical story. The BJP, like I said, has delivered on its 2019 poll promise. Let's quickly begin this conversation. We have Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. Also good to have Karan Verma, he's an author who's also joining us, along with Rohan Mitra, who's a political analyst. And also I'm looking at Dr. Shantanu Sen, the national spokesperson of the TMC and a member of parliament. Sanju and all gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. And because this is an extremely critical and very, very sensitive issue, I think we must be very careful of what we say, how we say things. So with that right up, Sanju, congratulations that the BJP has been able to deliver on its huge poll promise of 2019. But Sanju, aren't we very late? See, the cutoff date was 2014. This rule was supposed to give you expedited citizenship in 7 years. But now it's been 10 years since that cutoff already. Sanju.
दीप्ति, वो जो कहावत है ना, मोदी जो वादा करते हैं वो निभाते हैं, इसीलिए तो लोग नरेंद्र मोदी को बार-बार चुनते हैं. But I will move away from rhetoric and narrative, and I would just like to make a few very quick points. Yes, there was a delay, but as the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has categorically said, the COVID pandemic, was one of the reasons for the delay. And for critics who say that why the notification has come out after 4 years, उनके लिए बस कहना चाहूंगी, देर आए दुरुस्त आए, better late than never. At least we are doing it now in 2024. Don't forget that the Nehru-Liaquat Pact was signed on the 8th of April 1950, 1950. 1950, 8th of April, Nehru-Liaquat Pact provided for the rehabilitation, the protection, the preservation of minorities in both India and Pakistan. Unfortunately, Liaquat Ali expired in October 1951, and the Nehru-Liaquat Pact remained, just a paper tiger. And I would like to reinforce to people like Jairam Ramesh, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने वो कर दिखाया वाया दी CAA अमेंडमेंट ऑफ 2019 जो आपके जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने 1950 में करने का वादा किया था, पर वो वादा कभी निभाया नहीं. बिकॉज डोंट फॉरगेट, नेहरू वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर टिल 1964 and even Nehru's home minister Gulzari Lal Nanda said that the CAA should have been brought back then. But the fact is that today it's coming to fruition. And just in 10 seconds, one very important thing.
Yes.
It does nothing to the religious minorities in India, particularly Muslims. It does not apply to India. So saying that this is against Article 14 of the Constitution is a whole lot of balderdash. And people who say that what about Ahmadiyyas, what about Hazaras, what about the Baluchis who are being persecuted in Pakistan? So the CAA says if a Baluchi or a Hazara or an Ahmadiyya wants Indian citizenship, he or she can apply under the Citizenship Act of 1955. There is no bar on that.
All right. So, Sanju, making it very clear that this is a government that has delivered on its promise, and they see a right intention here. Now, before I come into Karan and to Rohan, Dr. Shantanu Sen, Mamata Banerjee has been vehemently opposing it. She said that she would not allow the rules to be implemented in Bengal. May I ask you why? And why do you see this as a communal bill?
See, this is once again another big jumla of Bharatiya Jumla Party. This CAA, this bill was bulldozed in Parliament in the month of December 2019. And the rules were supposed to be framed within 6 months, that is 2020 June. Since then, they have applied for extension for 9 consecutive times. And in last 4.5 years and 5 years, even after getting accent of President of India, they are yet to frame the rules. If you see Mr. Amit Shahji, we have seen him talking something in Parliament and talking something else outside the Parliament. He is talking something in Delhi and he is talking something else after coming to West Bengal. And he is talking something different when he is in the state of Assam. And before Gujarat Assembly election, they considered few districts of Gujarat only.
Shantanu ji, isn't that fear-mongering, sir? Isn't that fear-mongering? And Sanju says we've delivered on our promise. So is the problem with the timing, with the delay? I give that to you, that, it has been delayed. It should have brought in far earlier, what Sanju also now just spoke. Or is your problem with the CAA in principle?
No, yes. See, this CAA, this is once again another big jumla of Bharatiya Jumla Party. This CAA, this bill was bulldozed in Parliament in the month of December 2019. And the rules were supposed to be framed within 6 months, that is 2020 June. Since then, they have applied for extension for 9 consecutive times. And in last 4.5 years and 5 years, even after getting accent of President of India, they are yet to frame the rules. If you see Mr. Amit Shahji, we have seen him talking something in Parliament and talking something else outside the Parliament. He is talking something in Delhi and he is talking something else after coming to West Bengal. And he is talking something our stand is very clear. We believe in the principle what has been depicted by our Supremo Madam Mamata Banerjee time and again, that whosoever resides in our country, whosoever exercises his voting right to elect state government or central government, he or she is a citizen of India, and there is no further need to prove his citizenship. That's why we have opposed it. We have been opposing it, and we will be opposing it in the coming days as well.
So you will continue to oppose it. Sanju, he makes it very clear. Quickly to Rohan, then to Karan before we hit our first break. Rohan, do you think that this has been done with an eye on elections? Because this is a government that, is continuously working. Ram Mandir also, all of you said, ki mandir to banayenge, tareekh nahi batayenge. Now on CAA also, they've delivered on their promise, no, Rohan?
Dipti, first of all, today's headlines should have been the SBI which the Supreme Court has taken up. But this was the timing was put in such that you've declared the central government has put out the CAA notification today. This is just to take away the the headlines. It's the headline management. Coming back to your point, Dipti, see, giving citizenship to anybody who's been prosecuted in a different nation, and if the Indian government wants to give them citizenship, nobody in their right mind can say no to that. The point here is not the CAA on its own. The point here is the NPR and the NRC which comes with the CAA. You've seen what the NPR and the NRC is doing is, it's because see, now if you go back to the 1971 war against Pakistan, you had people who spoke Bengali, the Bengali Muslims of Bangladesh. They were prosecuted by the then, the West Pakistan regime. They moved to Bengal, they moved to Assam, they moved to Tripura. So after this, the CAA, the law which has come in, now you're going to deny only the Muslims citizenship by putting them
Rohan,
into NRC.
but you must be very clear. We are talking of the Islamic theocratic countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, where the Muslims are not in a minority.
I am not denying that. I'm putting
so, there have been a lot of these canards, and we must I began with that rider that let's be very careful of the kind of information we have put out. Because, Karan, I need to head into a break is what my team tells me. I'll just give you 30 seconds so that we have a food for thought that we think about when we come back on the other side of this break, Karan. But I remember what happened during the Delhi riots, the Shaheen Bagh, the Jahangirpuri riots.
Absolutely.
Why should we allow a situation like that to even foster?
Deepti, they thrive on misinformation. Look at the gentleman from TMC speak about we will not let citizenship go. This is about giving citizenship. Is Mamata Banerjee having so much hatred against the Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhs, Christians who have fled religious persecution from these three countries? Why is he fear-mongering here? And the political analyst before me, he is again bringing in NRC. Is this about NRC? Has NRC draft come till now? This is about giving citizenship to those who are already here before 31st December 2014.
Okay, I think
Please
that's a
get your
good
facts
point, Karan, that you make. Dr. Shantanu Sen, on the other side of this quick break, I'll allow you to respond to that. We are just back after this quick break. So let's quickly get you this quick breaking update. This is Assuddin Owaisi, who is firing a chronology barb at the government. He continues to say that this is linked to the elections. He says CAA is divisive, anti-Muslim. Why were rules kept pending for 5 years? Then he says the CAA is only meant to target Muslims. We continue to have Sanju Verma, Karan Verma, Rohan Mitra, and also Dr. Shantanu Sen with us. And Sanju, I know you want to come in, and I would want you to respond to what Owaisi has said. But before that, Dr. Shantanu Sen, how would you respond to what Sanju has said so far? And what is the problem if these minority communities are covered? I mean, there is a shield being given to them. Why should you oppose it? So I think you need to unmute yourself. We'll just fix your line, but Sanju, quickly to what Owaisi has said.
Aditi, I will give two very important points. One is that Mamata Banerjee in 2011, immediately after becoming the chief minister, said that her predecessor Buddhadev Bhattacharya had promised, the Matua Samaj way back in 2007 that they will be given citizenship status as per the Indira Mujibur Rahman Accord of 1972, whereby the cutoff date was 26 March 1971. And imagine Mamata Banerjee, after more than 2 terms as the chief minister, has failed to give citizenship status to the Matua community who live in the Barjona camp in the Nadia district in horrifying conditions.
Okay.
And when elections are they're predominantly a Dalit community, and she says, I will give you citizenship. So
Okay, direct charge that Shantanu is raising, so I'll let the TMC respond. Dr. Shantanu said, you can respond to what she just said.
Our stand is very clear. You just tell me if people who have been staying in our country, who have been exercising their voting right, who are enjoying all the constitution given facilities in our country, then what is the need to prove citizenship further? You tell me, if I ask our Honorable Home Minister to show some papers related to his ancestors, can he show?
why?
It's absolutely a pre-poll Jumla, nothing else.
Okay,
And it's another ploy to
Shantanu
play
ji,
with
I think,
politics.
isn't that again a part of the canard?
Status to the Matwar refugees.
Okay, this is a very, very sharp political showdown. Only for what of time, Rohan and Karan, I'm not able to come back to you for your second comments. Apologies. But through this evening, this is a big story Times Now is looking at, and we'll continue to track this. CAA, ladies and gentlemen, is a reality.